Welcome back, guys, to the co-op run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Hyperstone Heist for the Sega Genesis. We are now on Scene 4, which is the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is pretty much just a big boss rush stage, except here at the very beginning you got some pizza monsters. Where are those pizza monsters even coming out of? I mean, you'd think that they'd be coming out of water, but once again, are the turtles walking on water? It always looked like just, dirt. So it looks kind of like we're in a cave. I just always assumed that we were walking on like a dirt ground or something. Yet here the pizza monsters are swimming and popping up out of it. So, are the turtles walking on water, or are the pizza monsters swimming through dirt? Whatever, though. We have a couple of various pizza monsters. Just pretty much take them out the same way that you did earlier in the very first stage of the game. If you hang out up there at the very top, then there's nothing to worry about. Most of the time, anyway. Occasionally one will get up there. If that happens, just kill it. After a couple of sections of pizza monsters, that's whenever you'll be at the first boss in the Gauntlet. The rules for each of the bosses here in the Gauntlet stay the exact same as for whenever we fought them in their respective stages. Whoever has the turtle with the longest reach gets to take out Leatherhead. Same thing with Rocksteady. And Vaughn and I split up like we usually do for the rematch against Tatsu. I take on Tatsu and he takes out the foot soldiers. Once you destroyed Leatherhead, Rocksteady, and Tatsu, that's whenever you'll fight the actual boss of the Gauntlet itself, which will be Baxter in his human form, but we'll get to that whenever we get to that later. The bosses all fight the exact same as they did earlier in the game. The only changes here in the Gauntlet, other than their color palette, is how much health they have. They have a little bit more health. Other than that, the battle's the exact same as it was earlier in the game. Just follow the same strategies that you used then. Of course, the bosses got to do their crazy little dances before blowing up and everything. Normally, the turtle with the longest reach would also fight Rocksteady here, but I told Vaughn to switch out with me, and I wanted to fight him. Sometimes fighting Leatherhead or Rocksteady using Michelangelo can be kind of annoying because he swings his weapon so slow that they'll sometimes get hits in on him between his hits on them. But so long as you're using any other turtle, you should be able to hit them quick enough that they can't hit you in between your hits and your combo. So it's all good. I like the music in this stage, but it's awfully happy sounding for a boss rush stage. A stage where you go through a lot of battles and whatnot, the toughest battles you face in each stage. The music is just really happy for that. If you look at the ground, I guess now we're on dirt, so I suppose we were walking on water before. Either way, though, still kind of weird. Usually whenever me and Vaughn play a Ninja Turtles game together, our score is pretty much neck and neck. However, here in Hyperstone Heist, he usually pulls ahead of me around the end of the third stage, and throughout this stage his points begin to go above mine. That's because of the battles against Tatsu and the battle against Baxter. Because whenever we fight Tatsu both times, he takes on the foot soldiers while I take on Tatsu, and he gets points for every foot soldier that he kills. And that's the exact same story with Baxter, but we'll get to that in a minute. Either way, though, me and him never really fight over points or anything. We just kind of play the games to kick butt. I didn't do quite as good against Tatsu as I usually do in this particular battle. He kept hitting me while I was behind him, so I wasn't getting far enough behind him to continually get him with my back attack, so he's still getting hits on me. Vaughn did a really good job of keeping the foot soldiers off of me, though. We still got through the battle just fine. I got the hang of the fight as soon as I caught on that I was still getting hit even though I was behind him. As soon as I caught on to that, I started making absolutely sure that I was against the side of the screen. And then he didn't hit me as much from there. Whenever I'm playing single player, I always run slide to get from one side of the screen to the other. That way I can take down any foot soldiers that are in the way while I'm taking out Tatsu. But having a partner really helps. Having a partner is really fun in Turtles in Time whenever you're in the 2-in-1 battles with Tokka and Rahzar and Bebop and Rocksteady. It's always a lot of fun to divide and conquer in those battles. One of you takes on Tokka and the other takes on Rahzar. And same story with Skull and Crossbones and Bebop and Rocksteady. Although in that stage it's mostly better to team up against one of the two, because once one is dead, the other is dead too. And here we are at the boss of the stage itself, Baxter Stockman in his human form. Whenever Vaughn and I fight Baxter Stockman, we always divide up and I do all the jump kicking against Baxter, and he always takes out all the mousers. Which, like I said earlier, also helps his score build up quite a bit. At this point in the stage, I was kind of worried that I might die since my health was so low, since I only had 2 bars of health. But Vaughn and I managed to tear Stockman down to shreds. We annihilated him pretty good. Managed to hold him in place for a while using jump kicks. And with Vaughn taking out all the mousers, I had nothing to worry about. So yeah, Stockman went down pretty easily. Baxter's one of the only bosses who doesn't have a crazy dance or anything before he blows up. I think it would have been kind of funny if his saucer would have went twirling all over the place as he said his final line before blowing up, but hey, that's whatever. Well, that is it for Part 4.